For this recipe, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons of shortening. Now, how I measure shortening is I fill my measuring cup. This is a 2-cup measure. I have 1 1/4 cups of water in here, and I'm going to add shortening until it comes up to 2 cups. That's how I know I have 3/4 cup of shortening. Okay, so now I have my 2 cups. Now I'm going to add my extra 2 tablespoons, and there we are. Then remember, oil and water don't mix, so I just pour out the water and have the shortening left over. And we're pouring our shortening in our bowl. You can use butter flavored shortening if you want, or dairy-free margarine. I am dairy-free, so that's why I'm using dairy-free margarine or shortening. Then we're going to add our sugar. And our vanilla. I have my homemade vanilla here, so I'm just going to measure out my vanilla. And we are going to stir that all together. You can use a mixer if you want, but it comes together really easy with a spoon, so I don't dirty a mixer. Now we are going to add our 3 eggs. There's 1. These eggs must be room temperature. If you go to make your brownies and you forgot to get your eggs room temperature, stick them in a measuring cup with warm tap water for 3 to 5 minutes, and that will warm them up to room temperature. But room temperature does matter in this recipe. Now we're going to add our 1 cup of gluten-free flour. When you are measuring gluten-free flour, scoop it from the bag into your cup. Don't go in and just scoop, because it will pack down too much, and then you will have too much flour and you will have heavy brownies. And then we're going to have 3/4 cup of baking cocoa, not drinking cocoa. It's not the same thing. When you have baking cocoa, you want to pack it in your measuring cup. So if I'm opening a new one, I just take the foil covering. You can just use your fingers and just press it down. And our salt. We're going to mix this until well combined. Then we're going to add our 3/4 cups of chocolate chips. These are gluten-free and dairy-free chips. I just buy the Nestle's. This is not a sponsored post, but this is the cheapest one that I have found. I just happen to like that brand, and it seems to be cheap. Get that mixed in. Then we're going to take our 8x8 pan, spray it with cooking spray. Then we are going to bake in a 350-degree oven, and you will have yummy fudge brownies, gluten-free fudge brownies. My family gobbles these up, and they're not even gluten-free. What's your opinion of them, Dave?
Very good.
Very good, huh?
Salivating behind the camera. Excited for the food.
And you get to lick the bowl again. Isn't that great?
Wow.
All right, so how you tell if your gluten-free fudge brownies are done is you take a toothpick and you put it in the side, not in the center, in the side. And when it comes out, you want to have crumbs, but not raw. So you can see right there is still some raw, so I'm going to put it in for 5 more minutes.
And action!
Okay, we're going to test one more time. Perfect. See how there's crumbs, but it's not wet? Now, leave this in the pan to completely cool. It is still going to continue baking just a bit longer in the warm pan, but you don't want to keep baking it in the oven because you'll overbake it and then they'll be dry. So we're going to let these cool, and then we are going to cut and enjoy. All right, our brownies are cooled. Now here's a trick to cutting brownies. Use a plastic knife and it cuts smoothly through the brownies. There we go. Oh, yum. Oops, it crumbled just a little bit there. There is your absolutely divine gluten-free, dairy-free brownies. This recipe for gluten-free fudge brownies is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free edition on page 284. You can also get the recipe in the description below on our website. You're actually salivating?
Yes, I'm actually salivating.
Ooh.
Oh, you're gonna put this in, aren't you? Oh.